What's up, people? It's Bonnie-tastic here. Today's video is going to be about temptation, discipline, willpower, and it's going to be regarding ripping product. So obviously the intention of this product, that they make this for you to rip. Okay, the company, they want you to open these products. They want that to happen. They do a good job of convincing you to do it. They put in really nice cards in the set, valuable cards. And so some people really struggle to not open their product. People that have gone in with the intention to invest, to hold for 5-10 years. Some of them really struggle to do that because they can't help but open the products. And when I first started out with this investing stuff, I opened a lot more shit than I do nowadays. I mean, last year I probably opened 1 or 2 boxes. The year before, the same. But the year before that, probably 30, 40, 50 boxes. And I think the thing for me, it's going to be different for everyone. There's going to be, you can find something that can deter you from opening those boxes. But for me, it was just logging the prices I paid for every single box. I do that. Whenever I buy a box, I put the price I paid, where I got it from, stuff like that, the date, all that sort of information. Then I add another column with the current value, and then I add another column with the current value minus how much I paid, and that would be your profit. So those boxes that I ripped, okay, they were £30 a box when I bought them. I'm talking about Japanese SM7, Sky Split and Charisma, for example. Bought a box of that for £30 and ripped a box of that. When I ripped it, I was thinking, okay, £1 a pack, whatever, fine, that's not that much of a loss, is it? Now you look at the value of that box at like 900 or whatever it is, and you think, right, so I destroyed almost £1,000 worth of product that day. That is when the regret sets in. That is when I start to think, hold on a minute, I don't know which of these boxes is going to become really expensive from the current generation. Should I just be ripping them? Should I maybe be a bit more, stand back and let them mature and see what happens, then maybe decide to open it? Because when a set is new and the cost to get it is so low and it's easily replaceable, you kind of feel comfortable ripping this stuff. You can justify it. You're like, well, I'll just buy another one for this price next week, and then you might forget to, or whatever, you don't replace it, and then years go by and you're like, for fuck's sake, I literally ripped £1,000 worth of product that day, or £2,000 worth of product. Those 30 boxes I opened in that year, we're talking well over 10 grand, 5 figures. Was it worth it? Would I today pay £10,000 to do that experience? No fucking way. No way. I wouldn't pay £1,000 to do that experience. And so I regret it massively. And that deters me from opening boxes from today's releases. As much as I want to enjoy the set, if I really like a card from the set, I can just buy the single online for way cheaper than, ripping loads of boxes. So for me, that's what deters me. I'm not a gambler in that sense. Like, you could call me a gambler because I invest in Pokemon and we have no idea what's going to happen next week, and we're basically, it is kind of like gambling a little bit, but it's, for me, it's like really fact-based gambling. It's like we're looking at patterns, we're looking at reasons why something might do well. So it doesn't feel as much of a gamble to me as it might for someone who comes in blind. So how can you improve your discipline with this stuff? For me, also another thing, I've been tempted to open a box, but the box isn't to hand. The box is locked away in a tub, in a bigger box, and that box is not even where I live. That box is somewhere in external storage. It could be, for example, for you, if you don't have a storage unit, then you could look at relatives or friends. They're not going to rip it. So you could put it in somewhere safe and give it to them, put it in their cupboard. Because when it's there, even if you wanted to open it, you can't. Like, you're going to have to drive to that person's house, walk to that person's house, have a awkward conversation, have a cup of tea, whatever you got to do, then get your box, take it back home, then you're going to, it's a lot more effort. Those obstacles in the way will stop you from being able to rip your products. So that's like probably the best suggestion you're going to get, is to just literally hide it, put it somewhere that is hard work to get it out. Don't just hide it under your bed. Make it difficult. Make it somewhere that you don't want to go. Like, you've got to dig through loads, you've got to move loads of stuff out of the way, stuff like that. That's truly how you're going to keep. If you've got a 5-10 year goal and you want to stick to that goal, you need to put that thing that you're tempted to open somewhere where you can't fucking get it. Hide it away somewhere. Lock it away and give the key to someone else, right? Maybe that's not a good idea security wise, but you know what I'm saying. Don't make it accessible. When the thing is accessible, say for instance you're trying to quit smoking cigarettes, but you have a pack of cigarettes on you, it's going to be a lot harder to quit them as opposed to if you have no cigarettes in your possession. You don't have any at home, you don't have any in your pocket, it just makes things a lot easier if it's just not an option. So do that with yourself. If you want to make sure you don't rip your 151 box that you're so tempted to open because you think that you're going to get the Master Ball Pikachu in that box, just please, just out of sight, out of mind, get rid of it. Still own it, still have that as a possession of yours, but just don't have it in view. Don't have it in your room. Don't let yourself slip up, okay? Some people have opening products as their vice. They get stressed at work, they get stressed with whatever, right? That's their vice. Some people's vice is drugs. Some people's vice is violence or heavy metal music or masturbation. For you, your vice might be opening products, Pokemon products. But you need to keep these two things separate. If you're going to be an investor, a long-term investor, you can't just be dipping into your collection every few days and ripping stuff. That's not how it works. You're one or the other. You can have a separate pile of stuff that you open, that you have like every weekend I open a box, every weekend I open a few packs. Have that as a separate thing. Don't ever come into your long-term investment portfolio and just take stuff out and just rip it for fun. Like, that is so immature. That's not what you meant to do. You know that's not what you're meant to be doing. If you want to rip something, have that in its separate pile. I've personally been building a birthday booster box thing with loads of packs from sets that I like for the past 3 years. And I've been building it. I've been putting packs in there from all sorts of black and white, XY, diamond and pole, fucking all these different sets. And my intention was to every birthday, I open all the packs that are in that box, and then I replace them as the year goes by. I put more packs in there, but it's been 3 years. But I've got 2.5 booster boxes full of packs now, and the prices have risen on them so much I can't even open them now. So it's gone the opposite way for me. Like, I made a pile, dedicated pile for me to rip, and because so long's gone by and the price has gone up so much, I can't even rip that stuff now. So if you are going to make a pile for yourself of stuff you do rip, maybe try and keep it a little bit lower value. I mean, if you put stuff in there that's rare and old, chances are it is going to go up by the time your birthday comes around, and so you might feel like you don't want to open it then. But yeah, that's the whole nother. That's my problem. I got working on my 3rd birthday booster box at the moment. Crazy. But yeah, what do you think? Do you struggle? Because I see a lot of people in comment sections. Whenever I see someone showcasing a box, they're like, "Man, I don't know how you don't rip this." I tell you how I don't rip it. Are you talking? What the fuck? Why would I rip that when it's worth 8 grand or something? Like, why on earth would I rip that? Because I know, even if I got the best hits in the set, graded in PSA 10, like, I still couldn't make my money back. The thrill of opening that box, yeah, it feels great. It's a great rush, but it's not worth £8,000. You know what I could do with 8 grand? Do you know how many modern boxes I could buy of 8 grand? Like, I could, it's ridiculous. I just think, what a waste. I don't think that when I see these people with a Aquapolis booster box, or a Team Rocket Returns booster box. Fuck me, I'd love to open it. But no way. I wouldn't even open it at gunpoint, bruv. It ain't happening. Those boxes are museum pieces. They are rare. They are very expensive, as they deserve to be. I don't have any temptation to rip them. As much as I would love to, I just don't. You couldn't put one in front of me and tell me to do it. I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'd love to. I want to do it, but I couldn't do it. Too much self-control, maybe. I don't know. But when I see these comments, I think, fuck me, no one has any self-control. Like, what would these people be like in other situations? Say if they had an addictive personality and they were into drugs, they wouldn't be able to say no to themselves at all. If you can't say no to a fucking booster pack or a booster box, like, how are you going to say no to crack? Please, if you struggle with saying no to ripping products, do not ever try drugs. You will be fucked. You will never escape. Good advice from me right now. Spend your money on cards, not on crack. And also, don't open your cards, okay? If that's your intention, is to invest, don't open cards. Why are you doing that? Insightful video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully maybe these tips will help you. Please, if you're struggling, if you are conscious that you're going to open these boxes that you're buying today that you want to have as an investment, just lock them away, hire them away. I'm sure there's other ways of doing this. Penalising yourself if you do open a box. Maybe that. Punishing yourself. Not letting yourself have anything other than fucking vegetables for the next week if you open a box. Or maybe, I mean, if you're vegan, that ain't going to work. Maybe if you're vegan and you open a box, make yourself eat a fucking hamburger, okay? That's your punishment. So then that stops you from doing it, right? What do you think? Do you open boxes? Do you struggle with it? Let me know in the comments. Mwah.